What happens in a game if neither side wins? We call that a draw. Today we're going to cover 4 different kinds of draws. The first one is the stalemate. In this case, one of the kings is in a position where it cannot move safely. Notice anywhere it moves, it would move into check. Notice also the king is not in check. If it was in check now, it would be checkmate. And notice that there are no possible moves. Not in check, can't move, it's a stalemate. That is a draw. However, if we added even just one little pawn on the board that could move, this is not a draw. The pawn could move forward, and now the opponent can make another turn. The second kind of draw is what we call insufficient mating material. The easiest example for that is when all the pieces except the kings, of course, have been captured. A king against a king can never checkmate each other since you cannot move your own king into danger. Less common, but does happen, is when there's a king plus a knight on the board. Now the knight could get very close and even potentially stalemate the king, but there's no possible way to ever checkmate the king here. There's multiple combinations like this, such as a bishop and a king versus a king. There's always a way to escape. However, a bishop and a knight against a king is not insufficient. There is a way to checkmate. I wonder if you could see what that would be. Remember the make a mate challenge? How about this? Bishop traps the king, or maybe from here. King cannot escape. Use the knight to check the king, and you've got a checkmate. So insufficient material is rare, but there's a few examples. The third kind of a draw is when one person simply says, hey, would you like a draw? It's called offering a draw. And if the opponent accepts, the game is over. Of course, the opponent does not have to accept. Probably just wants to keep on playing. And then the fourth kind is when we call it threefold repetition. And that means there's a position where you're moving back and forth with the same pieces. And if the exact same position is on the board 3 turns in a row, it's a draw. And in fact, it doesn't even have to be consecutive. So it could be this position, we play around, we come back to it. Let me give an example. Let's suppose that this king is over here. And as you can tell, in this position, white appears to be winning the game. Look at all these pieces against a king, a knight, and a queen. Well, if it's black's turn, black could play check, and we have this position. And if the king moves sideways, we could just check again. The king returns here, and if we check again, this is the second time we've had the same position. While the king could move forward, just check again. King moves sideways, check again. Now we have this position. King returns here, check again. King moves here, check for the third time. Same exact position, nothing else changed. This is a draw. All you would have to do if you were playing a game is say, look, 3 times, same position, I claim a draw. Here is a fun activity for you to practice one of the draws, the stalemate. Remember that checkmate was easiest in the corner with only 3 escape squares. Same thing with stalemate. So let's put the king in the corner. Now, to make it a stalemate, that king may not move, cannot move. The simplest is with just a queen. Can you see where to put this queen? So it's stalemate. Did you find this square? Notice the king cannot move here, here, or here, and the king is not in check. Well, can you find stalemate with a rook and a bishop against this king? Well, let's try. Several ways actually to do it. For example, What if we put the rook right here? Now, the king cannot move here for check, cannot move here for check, but the king could take the rook. So to make it a stalemate, we need the helper to protect the rook, and we've achieved a stalemate. You can try many different combinations. It's fun to just grab several different pieces, set it up on the board, and try it out. Have fun.